Hello, friends. I hope that this finds you well. This week marks the 1-year anniversary of the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. It's hard to believe, but a full year ago, COVID-19 was declared a pandemic, and our lives have been forever changed. Now, it might seem that over the past year, there has not been a lot to be thankful for. But every day, you and I can be reminded again and again of the ways in which God is at work in our lives and of the ways in which God is at work in the world. So this week, the psalm reading is Psalm 107, which is all about the many ways that God has been and continues to be at work in our lives and the life of the world. There's a little song that I'd like to teach you that will go with this psalm reading, and it goes like this. May those who are wise give heed to these things. Consider the love of God. Let's sing that together. May those who are wise give heed to these things. Consider the love of God. Psalm 107. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good, for his steadfast love endures forever. Let the redeemed of the Lord say so, those he redeemed from trouble and gathered in from the lands, from the east and from the west, from the north and from the south. May those who are wise give heed to these things. Consider the love of God. Some wandered in desert wastes, finding no way to an inhabited town. Hungry and thirsty, their soul fainted within them. Then they cried to the Lord in their trouble, and he delivered them from their distress. He led them by a straight way until they reached an inhabited town. Let them thank the Lord for his steadfast love, for his wonderful works to humankind, for he satisfies the thirsty, and the hungry he fills with good things. May those who are wise give heed to these things. Consider the love of God. Some sat in darkness and in gloom, prisoners in misery and in irons, for they had rebelled against the words of God and spurned the counsel of the Most High. Their hearts were bowed down with hard labor. They fell down with no one to help. Then they cried to the Lord in their trouble, and he saved them from their distress. He brought them out of darkness and gloom and broke their bonds asunder. Let them thank the Lord for his steadfast love, for his wonderful works to humankind, for he shatters the doors of bronze and cuts in two the bars of iron. May those who are wise give heed to these things. Consider the love of God. Some were sick through their sinful ways, and because of their iniquities endured affliction. They loathed any kind of food, and they drew near to the gates of death. Then they cried to the Lord in their trouble, and he saved them from their distress. He sent out his word and healed them and delivered them from destruction. Let them thank the Lord for his steadfast love, for his wonderful works to humankind. And let them offer thanksgiving sacrifices and tell of his deeds in songs of joy. May those who are wise give heed to these things. Consider the love of God. Some went down to the sea in ships, doing business on the mighty waters. They saw the deeds of the Lord, his wondrous works in the deep. For he commanded and raised the stormy wind, which lifted up the waves of the sea. They mounted up to heaven. They went down to the depths. Their courage melted away in their calamity. They reeled and staggered like drunkards and were at their wits' end. Then they cried to the Lord in their trouble, and he brought them out of their distress. He made the storm be still, and the waves of the sea were hushed. Then they were glad because they had quiet, and he brought them to their desired haven. Let them thank the Lord for his steadfast love, for his wonderful works to humankind. Let them extol him in the congregation of the people, and praise him in the assembly of the elders. He turns rivers into a desert, springs of water into thirsty ground, a fruitful land into a salty waste because of the wickedness of its inhabitants. He turns a desert into pools of water, a parched land into springs of water. And there he lets the hungry live. And they establish a town to live in. They sow fields and plant vineyards and get a fruitful yield. By his blessing, they multiply greatly, and he does not let their cattle decrease. When they are diminished and brought low through oppression, trouble, and sorrow, he pours contempt on princes and makes them wander in trackless wastes. But he raises up the needy out of distress and makes their families like flocks. The upright see it and are glad, and all wickedness stops its mouth. Let those who are wise give heed to these things and consider the steadfast love of the Lord. May those who are wise give heed to these things. Consider the love of God. May those who are wise give heed to these things. Consider the love of God. May you be wise and consider the love of God, the steadfast love of God, which never ends, which is for you and for all people. Friends, know that you are missed. Know that you are loved. Know that there are opportunities for us to begin gathering together as a church. You can see them below in the Hilltop Crier. I look forward to seeing you soon. Grace and peace to you.